Okay, so we're live. So yeah, we're 2/3 the way through the Conqueror's Wrath raid. It's Sunday evening, so just thought we'd come on and do a little bit whilst I've got a grease monkey left. I'm not really that bothered about the prizes myself, to be honest. Got most of the stuff that I need, so I thought I'd do some prepping and basically just chat, see who comes on and see who's about. We'll put some music in the background and we'll see what comes up. Let's go for something chilled, I think, hopefully. See what comes up. Enjoy. Right. Let's find a crew. Been hard to get this month, unfortunately. Just gonna do some prepping basically. Hello mate, how you doing? You alright? How's your raid going? Hope the background music's not too loud. Just saves me having to talk too much, which I think I do anyway. So I'm just prepping a few targets for people, really. We'll see who comes on and get a bit of chat going. If we can. So I'll leave all the buildings for people, basically. I can't bother anymore. Buildings with even targets is annoying anyway. I think we should have put them in, they're just time wasters as far as I'm concerned. See if we can get used to stack a bit. Yeah. So if you notice these ammo carriers, by the way, if I zoom in, look, let's just go around the other way so we can't fire at me. So there's a pellet that will fire out, but if you keep moving, there you go, there's 3 there just fired out. If you keep moving, they drop in behind your ships. If you sit still, they actually hit you. So a lot of people try to kite them stationary, but there's no need to. It's the same with the, you can't do it with the Savage Kodiaks because obviously they've got the ice fields. But any one of these other ones, you can get away with it, it's not too bad. The thing I do find annoying is the fact that we can't get to the edge of the screen in this for some reason. It seems to have changed quite a lot. We should have blocked those behind this tower. So if you want to watch 2 screens. Okay, that time out, someone take it. Hello Kat, how you doing mate? You alright? Friday night with a bud. Not bad, eh? Right, well, someone can come and pick it up. So I've had to cover up that chat box, unfortunately, because it keeps flipping from one side to another side to another side. So I'm trying to keep it on my own sector chat and my alliance chat, but it's doing my head in. Hey guys, you alright? Chat about anything you want, I don't mind. I'm on for an hour and a half. I've got a grease monkey running, so I'm just doing preps really. I'm not doing anything for myself. Yeah, the things of the raid, I think, to be honest, people have been wanting too much. As in, Kixley have been offering too much, and then people think they've got to get it all. So. Yeah, I'll share it, mate, no problem at all, doesn't bother me the slightest. I've got nothing to hide. If you're on the TFC page, I've posted it a few times, but I can show you what's in there. It's quite quick because I've got all cheater scout guns now. So there are a couple of ways to do these sort of targets here. So a lot of people are dropping down like one ship because obviously the ice field on the Savage is pretty savage. And so they're sort of like getting the Savage taking the one ship, taking the damage, and the others of them not in the field. You can do that. Just ignore that stupid drag carrier from them. These ones here, obviously these proto ones here, they fire out a little. Even though you encounter the missile, you'll notice that they fire a little shot. And if you kite them and just keep running, they drop behind your ships. So long as you don't stop, then actually it all falls behind you, and you're going to cause no damage whatsoever. Same with the ammo carriers. The only ones you can't do it to, obviously, is the Savage Kodiak version, just because of those ice fields. You can even do it with these huge carriers, but if you're careful, you don't need to. Here comes the ice field, so let's pull that ship forward. Let's go forward and kill it. I'll show you again with this. So look at this ammo carrier here. You'll notice it will spit out 3 or 4 little projectiles, and they're dropping in the sea behind me. If I sit still, they'd be hitting me. So that's what I tend to do. That's all the buildings left to do now. Yeah, you're right. It only works for scatters. You can't do it on. I mean, the kite in the ship works, but you can't send that one ship forward sort of setup. You can't do that with the missile fleets because that would really spoil your day. You're opinionated. You got kicked from the TFC. Well, there's other pages you can look on. There are other ones. I'm on. I've been in 3 different pages at the moment, so. And you're on my link anyway. So my build is actually pretty recent, I think, on the last one. This one here. So I'm just doing some prep for the alliance. I'm not really doing a great deal. So. But it's running out about where. Good thing about using the Darkwing, isn't it? It allows your ships to stack. So obviously, as you use your Grease Monkey, you're getting more damage. The ships get stronger, which is nice. The Darkwing ones, if you place them in slots 3 and 4, because they're not quite strong on the scatter fleets, than the Savage CIC. For some reason, most fleets the ship in slot 5 take most damage, but obviously if you put the one with the Savage CIC in there, it's the strongest, so it seems to work. Yeah, I was annoyed with the buildings cut to start with, mate, but then I'm quite pleased now, because yeah, it makes it very easy to prep. I'm not exactly very these ones aren't so bad because they don't kick anything out because they've not got the blue stuff on the back, so they're pretty straightforward. These ones. Just smash them all up. One round, too small. It's a bit shame you have to drive what they supposedly was going to be an auto hull, isn't it? Which is actually not. Right into the carrier. See, that's chucking out stuff that makes it too close. Don't hit the turrets, don't get too keen then. Hello Venom, how you doing, mate? Alright. Look at this little tinker. Right, so let's get this ship forward. That'll do. Let's just charge straight into it. Okay, thank you very much. Quite fortunate I'm not at work till 10 tomorrow, so late start. Zooming again, we'll show these ones here. Look, so if I stay, yeah, see they're whatever they're firing because they're the proto versions. That stuff is all landing behind my ship, so I can knock down all the missiles. The stuff, whatever it is, that they're kicking out, does that damage. It's all falling behind. Sneaky Kodiak savages just sitting there. Kind of it all anyway. Seen some good ideas. That's number 2. That's my number 2 ship, but I know lots of people. Yeah, I've got my antis on my ship, I must admit, and you can strengthen up the other one. So so far it's not too bad if you, like I said, put the ships in the right place and you get even damage across the fleet. So I'm getting a full set for less than £2, about £2 now. So. And obviously the ships get stronger when they go, so not too bad. That's all that one's got 30 seconds. It's like 30 seconds on the crew. That's too much, isn't it? Yeah, Cat's the same, mate. I'm doing base parts as well. I'm not collecting all these 28 million tokens. I just can't be bothered to be honest. I mean, if you're really keen on that sort of stuff, I'm not sitting all weekend just doing 28 million for to build one turret. Well, actually, I can go do the same thing in an hour, half an hour, in fact. You get 14 days worth of build tokens and just do it anyway. No, I suppose it's the same as raiding. Just do it as and when I need it. Too quiet, mate. Let's turn the volume down and we'll turn the mic up. How's that? Is that better? I just hit start. can turn the mic up a bit if you want. I talk rubbish anyway, so don't worry about it. So interesting. Yeah, turrets. So I don't advise everyone just to rush out and all of a sudden change to Scourge and then I'm going to get blocked in there. Look, I can't get to the edge of that screen. It's really annoying. Nothing happens. Don't go changing everyone to Scourge and then go and stick in 8 of the Scourge turrets thinking you're going to be Mr. Safe all of a sudden, because you're not. A couple of them are just notional. So the long range ones are, you know, okay for knocking out sloths. But anybody that's any decent at driving those sloths hasn't been caught out by any of the long range turrets yet, so you probably won't get caught out by those either. The damage is ridiculously slow, so D6U is going to sort it out for any Conqueror hole. So I don't think they're going to save you, because they're not. The mid-range turret is really good, so that's the one that does the dot damage, and you can stack 4 of those quite nicely. Put on a water turret and stick them anywhere in your base, which is nice. So I'm definitely going to put 4 of those in mine, just because they do slow down and they do damage over time. Dot. You know, so quite like those. And then try and hide maybe behind your OP or somewhere that's really awkward in the middle of your guard. You know, as long as it doesn't get mortared out. Try and put one of the Scatter 2s. You know, because there's hardly any ships that are going to be worth their weight in gold sort of stuff to survive that, apart from obviously the new one, the Witch Doctory thing. I think it's 2.39 million, and then obviously half that with you know, all the defences you can get on your Conqueror holes. But it's still a lot. It's still a lot, and it's far more than you can amass on things like onslaughts and that sort of stuff, and have a good, you know, hitting capability of a single weapon type. Look at me, I'm being really lazy now. Adder Strike is the one I like. I think it's a really good one. The slowdown effect on it, the dot and that sort of stuff, you know. The range is nice, so you can put it in a place where there's a sweeping arc, so they're driving all the way around your channel and that sort of stuff, so it'd be good. I keep forgetting to post these, so that's what I'm timing out anyway. Oh, no retreat button. Where's it gone? God, you gotta hate that, haven't you? Let's go and look at something else now. Let's go and look at this piece of rubbish. Let's see if I can get out. Not until we got refreshed. Oh, I'm going to refresh again. Sorry. Flipping annoying. Just hate that. It's a right glitch, isn't it, in the game, that? Dumping ballistic turrets. Yeah, it's a catch-22, isn't it? You know, to be honest, Blunderbuss 2 is rubbish. MC Plate 3 is basically null and voided most of the, you know, howitzer capability. But then again, that's only for certain ships. You know, Witch Doctor's not that brilliant, but 1 plate and you know, you're in a pretty good place, to be honest. You just got to go with something that works for you, to be honest. I mean, Rad, yeah. I mean, there are a couple of good Rad turrets out there, aren't there? But it's only if they do, obviously, the shockwave. If they don't do shockwave, then you're wasting your time, because nothing's going to get it. Oh no, wait. Here, I managed to get out of that one. turrets are only as, you know, I find turrets are there to annoy people more than kill people. Just something to think. If they drive badly or do something stupid, then they're going to get burned. But I find that they should be there to cause harassment. I mean, the last, what, especially since Plate 3's come out, nothing really does any harm. What will be interesting is when the Concussive comes out next, because that's really going to mess people about. I tend to think of turrets as Venom's just said there, I tend to think of turrets as the, if you just blatantly go in and drive stupidly, they're going to kill you. So you've got to pick your way through. But if you can set them up so it makes people pick their way through to an OP that's virtually indestructible, and it takes them a long time, and also time to kill your guard, then they're probably giving it a timeout, or they're going to be enough percentage chance to actually kill them properly. Or if you can't kill them properly, you're certainly going to make enough mess where you consider yourself content that you've done almost enough damage to feel that you made a good effort. Now, top alliances obviously want to win all the time. I don't think anybody wins all the time, to be honest. They might claim they do. But that's just ego. The game's not designed to win all the time if you're playing correctly. It just means the right person hasn't turned up at your front door. That's the way I look at it. A bit like a Miss World competition. You're not really the best looking woman in the world, you're just the only one that turned up at the time. If it was, the other one stayed at home washing her hair. Bit of a crap analogy, but hey. You know. Usain Bolt, fast runner. Fastest runner in the world? Fastest runner that turned up. Certainly faster than me, but maybe not the fastest runner in the world. Could be some guy in Kenya. Running for the school bus every day. Where are these going? Get over here, you. Ooh, I'm glad I've zoomed out then, I didn't miss that cloud. Better fix these in a minute, I think. It's like driving them like you stole them, isn't it? What happened to OP guns? Yeah, that's a very good question. They, like the second mega ship, really, isn't it? What happened to this massive one? We saw a blueprint for one and then it disappeared. Which way is he going to turn? He's turning that way. Okay. There's a ship there, isn't there? Darn you. Die, die, die. Let's check and see what the fixed time of these at the moment now. Yeah. How's that volume in the background there, Venom? Too loud? Is it alright? Is it just about time's up? Come on, retreat button, let's see, make sure you work. Yep, that one worked. How are we doing? It's not dead enough yet, is it? It's just not, it's not wasted. It gets stronger, so leave them as long as you possibly can. Volume is grand. The music's not. This is just plain old YouTube streaming download music, which is royalty free, so it's just random stuff. I just pick a genre and then just download about 30 tracks, 40 tracks at a time, so I've no idea what it is, I've never heard it before. Some of it's okay, use it for the video, some of it's just, it's just background noise, isn't it? Like going into a department store. Makes you wonder sometimes, where did they get that track from? Well, same situation here. This isn't my trick, by the way, splitting up these ships. I copied it off somebody else who copied it off somebody else, but I noticed it to its best effect when Derpy was doing it. He did a really good job. In fact, I've seen him get 14 minutes for a target using this method. But he's got more patience than me, and I really don't have the patience. So. I'm a bit of a bull in the china shop, so. As long as I'm roughly getting the, the right sort of numbers, then that's close enough for me. I'm not that fussy. Yeah, so if I had been in the right place, the idea is to get these trapped in behind this orange, and you can sit there, and then they can all come and kill them, and you can kill them one shot. But I might be able to do it now. But I don't really want to kill the turrets. That's the thing. Yeah, so I've missed them now already. So I'll kill those. Let's bring that number 2 ship forward. And let's just drive into them. Seems to work alright, doesn't it? Right, come on then, let us get out of here. So we had a good show last night, the live show. It was open mic. Sorry, not the live show, but open mic. Went on for 2 hours. Bit of an epic. Made me feel like I was almost competing with the guys over in the crib, because that's a Hefe special normally. But it just seemed to flow. It was good fun, to be honest. How are we doing for damage now? Where are we? We're get another one out of that. Yeah. See, they get stronger, don't they? There's a couple of those together. That's nice. .24 open mic. No, we're not doing that. No way. Could do that on a bounty weekend or something. I don't know. Like something. It'd be quite good to do a. No, do I really want to say that? That'd be an epic, wouldn't it? 24-hour live stream. God Almighty. You could do it if you did it via a hangout and just have different people coming on different times presenting and that sort of stuff. That'd be quite good. Just do it with the whole team. That'd be quite fun. And just do a segment each. And then just pass the baton across and then... Yeah, we could do that. Catch Liam driving subs and... me talking random crap as I do. Don't be too close. Boom, get some of that. Seems to work alright. This ship's got to be dead in a minute, shortly. These ones with the Savage CIC are really strong. However, I'm sort of slightly abusing it. Drive into that cloud, I'm careful. Yeah, 24-hour open mic challenge. We could do it as a charity event, couldn't we? Because actually you could host it on Twitch and then get people to sponsor us and stuff like that. That'd be quite fun. The sub challenge. Well, I don't know. We could just like all three of us come on there, or four of us do it via a hangout and stream that, and then you could challenge people. People can come on the chat and challenge people to do things. Liam, you could challenge Liam as to how quickly he can coin a fleet, which is pretty quick, to be honest. But we could do base clinics and that sort of stuff. One more, I reckon. See how they're getting stronger, as obviously they're getting more damage, but actually they're taking less damage the further down the line we're going. How long has this thing got left? It's got an hour, so that's okay. But yeah, live clinics and that sort of thing, and people could come in and join the hangout and chat and might just be total carnage, I don't know. Let's probably not put number. Let's put number 5 forward now, because number 5's the same thing. Because number 2 is getting a bit messed up. So 5 and 2 for me are the same. They're both. They're both the ones with the 8 cheaters on. So I know which ones are which. I've got them slightly different colours, although I have to say the skin isn't... Although the skin, when you look at it, it looks really bright and red and that sort of stuff, it's not actually that easy to tell the difference. If you look at 5 and you look at 3, if I split them up, there's a bit of difference, but it's not that much, is there? Ooh, something coming in from there. And he got caught out. Blasting through, there we go. Let's go get his ammo carrier over there. Always goes off rogue by itself. I always find, I don't know what you think, I always find you almost end up wasting half of or a good section of a grease monkey by almost re-educating yourself on the targets and the best way to go through them. And so you end up taking more damage at the start, but after a while you get back into it and it's not too bad. Maybe it's just me. That's the way I feel anyway, sometimes. You sit down and you go, that was a terrible run, you know. Watch these two coming in, but they're not too bad, you can stay bunch for these. As Robin likes to call him, the big fatty next. Turret carrier, isn't it? A bit too close there. Not too bad. How long have we been going now? 34 minutes. That's not too bad. In fact, I can almost time it, can't I, from the grease monkey. Beer's nearly warm, that's not good. Come on, hurry up. Oh, the other one's disappeared. That's not good, is it? check the timing on this one as well. Let's see how we're doing. How are we doing now? Oh, we like that. That's alright. Couldn't have timed it any better. I'll see if I can find the picture, mate. Maybe wants to see the build. In case you are interested. I'll get rid of this target. While it times out quickly, we'll quickly switch screens and all. I've got it on a PowerPoint print, so I don't actually have to go back and dock or anything. I'm quite sure which is the best way to clear off that bunch of 3. They don't quite stack properly, do they? So I quite like doing that, and then bringing it down maybe. Keeping the back ones away from the ice field, that's the key. Oh, that sort of worked. And stacking them up again before I even get to that. That wasn't so bad. That's quite reasonable, damage wise. Keep out of that flipping cloud. Too close there by a long shot. I'm getting hit by a little. Whatever it kicks out. You can stun the Drat carriers though. You can't. Oh no, you can stun the turrets. Sorry. You still get hit if you're not careful by the scatters that are embedded in the darn things. But you can stun the turrets, but you don't really need to worry about them too much if you've got MDS3s. Let's get out of the way of that mess for a second. Let's worry about these down here. Picked the wrong one then, that was my mistake. Number 2 should go forward, shouldn't it? Stack and back up before I do that. Let's kill off these. Go on then, you turn. That's more like it. It's coming back. Let's get this carrier. I don't know, he's got nothing on him, so there's no rush to him. That was half decent. Not bad for a noob. Well, I think we ought to change the music. Let's have a look. Let's look for something different. Let's try this. A bit lively, isn't it? Yeah, see if I can find that picture quickly. Hang on 2 seconds. See if I can dig it out. Where is it? yeah, that's me at the moment then. So that's where I am. So there's the flagship. Some people say stick all your, all your antis on there, but if that ship dies, then obviously you're in a real pain of a situation. So I haven't. I did have obviously one of the new missile armors on as well, but I didn't like it. The ships are dying too quick, and using obviously grease monkey, it's better to make them last as long as possible. So I went back to put this one back on for a free fix. So that's in slot 1 anyway, with a dark wing on it as well. And then jumping across, like I said, to the other ones in slot 3 and 4 in the middle, protected basically, is the other ones, which is a mirror build but just not the flagship. And then these are the beasts, these two here, which have got obviously the Savage CIC, and they're in obviously 2 and 5. And they're the ones that take pounding really, and that's the ones I'm breaking forward. Like I said, you can see that top, I'm using a grease monkey, definitely getting 2 coins for a set, and sometimes a little bit less, but I do as much as I can. On 2, no, that's wrong actually. It's probably 3 to 4 coin, depending on how good I'm driving, that sort of stuff. So, and that's how I've set them up. So you can see at the bottom then, the darkling ones are obviously the ones that are the lighter colour, and the 2 with the Savage I've put the extra sort of skin on. Although it doesn't really show very well, unfortunately. But that's basically what I've done. So it's not that exciting, but it's there. Anyway, right. Okay. My phone's going ping. Right, where do we go next? We're going to another one. So let's find another 110 this time. And we'll just see if I can see what's on my phone. It's not just a message. Without dying in the target. Yeah, so turrets, Death Scythe. I did have a print actually of, and we talked about it last night on the show. There's very little for the Death Scythe that you can stick on it. There's a really good special that came with the Adder, the original Adder limited hull when it came out, which actually gives you greater multi-shot and all those sort of things, but the caustic corrosive thingy, obviously it's not going to affect the scythes because it's a different type of weapon, but it's really good for things like the mid-range, the new Adder 2. But there's very little out there that's really going to help the long-range turret. It's there as a harassment turret for sloths, really, just to catch people out. If you place it right, then you can cause annoyance to people. I wouldn't go building too many of them, a little bit like when we did the long-range ballistic turrets, they're just there to catch out people with sloths. People put MC plating on their sloths now, so a lot of people have, so the ballistic long-range turrets are doing nothing at all now. But it's annoying then to cover ballistic and to cover corrosive, because obviously you've got to go down to things like pandomorts and that sort of stuff, which is fine, great for killing cards, but not so much fun for trying to kill someone's OP, particularly in bounty. People tank the darn things up, because basically you can't kill the OP. It's not possible. You're just sitting there forever. I really messed that up because ship 2 is in the wrong place. There you go. Not concentrating seat. That's not like it. Where's that drag carrier? It's there somewhere. Here it is. They're all chasing me, people watching. Who's that? I'll colour my guys in the alliance, that's all. Come on, hurry up. Time is money in this game, isn't it? So it caused me any harm now. What happened to that music? What's next? Is that 2? I think it's 2, isn't it? So there we go, that's just prepping. I don't know how we're doing points. What have I just got there? So I'm up to 21, okay, so I've done a bit. I'm only getting a few points on that, so. The hex getter on the warden. I've actually seen people, it's interesting that, you said about the hex scat. I've seen someone have a build, I've got hex scatters, well I've had the old scatters. These ones, the cheaters, on my onslaughts and my guard, and they're bloody epic. And they're not even for, you know, Conqueror, obviously there for PvE ships. So, yeah, the problem with the Warden, there's just not enough weapon slots. The Curator is gives you 2 more slots if you've got them. It's just that someone goes in and morts the crap out of you, isn't it? Which is goddamn annoying. Says chatting and not actually looking for a target. Where might have actually anything? Have I actually got anything in this set? No, I haven't. I'll do it for time. 43 minutes. I'll do it for a couple of sets for myself. I'm not lagging yet, so I'm doing alright. It's got a bit loud again, yeah. I'll just turn it. How's that? Is that better? It's probably my mic because it sort of slides around. It's I wouldn't say it's constantly in the same place all the time. Headset mic do move occasionally. I'm also listening to music as well because if I'm just sitting here in silence, which is a bit boring. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's chase these down a little bit. Oh, that worked better. I don't know, music's quite common in my house because I've got some late teens and they don't know nothing about music blasting everywhere, so maybe it's rubbing off. Then again, they don't get up till midday or 2 o'clock in the afternoons most time. It seems to be the new 2 o'clock's the new 8 o'clock. I love a shot when I get a job. Right, so the guy I was prepping for is gone, so I'll just finish these off myself now, I think. I'm only going to get a few tokens. There's only a few ship build tokens is what I want, because obviously the refractory's coming, isn't it? And we don't really know what kicks are going to do. So I just want to get as many ship build tokens, more than turret tokens. I can get turret tokens at any time, or turrets. I can, like I said, we can go and get base parts and smash open turrets and do what we need to be easy. Can't do is build ships for free, so rather get the turret, the tokens for the ships. So I have got a refit coming, then at least I'll have a few days worth. One oh eight. Way over there. 38 minutes. Hope you're enjoying your dancing there, Adam. Hi Chris, sorry mate, I didn't notice you there, buddy. If you've got the time, then probably missiles. But then if you're using missiles and then you're sort of like using these sort of crews, the slower it's not cost effective, I don't think, to be honest. That's why I tend to use the scatters, you know, because you can be a bit more brutish, you can get away with more. They're a bit more forgiving, put it that way. You know, you can. Whereas if you can't do this sort of stuff, you know, with a missile fleet, it's just not possible. You'll get smashed to pieces in no time. You know, at the end of the day, it's a skill hole. You're supposed to, you know, run up to it, kite up, really find sort of like, you know, and be precise, you know, and accurate. Whereas this, you just don't need to worry about that sort of stuff. Which is just as well, because I'm not. As you can see, but it doesn't matter. He says nearly running into a drat carrier and letting it blast it slipping. Let me get out of this way. Let's get out of the way then. Can I get up through here? Is he going to let me? Ooh, just. I don't think I was going to get past that corrosive cloud. Now that's a lot of ships. Okay. Let's bring number 5 down this time instead. I need to target that lead ship there. 5 can come down. Oh, that's cost me a bit of health. That was a very foolish thing to do. They're all dead. See, that's a good thing, because I mean, good thing. Okay, but it proves the point. On a scatter, it's based on splash. You know, imagine doing that with the missile fleet. You would just be in a world of hate, taking out one ship at a time. It would just be horrendous. Whereas, you know, what's that cost me? Probably 15 minutes because I was being stupid. But at least I managed to blitz a lot of them. Okay, let that finish off itself. That should be the 108 done then. Where's the next one? Oh, wrong button. Up there. Oh, here we go. The Hyperion's moving again. I hate that when you go and do that. Did that last time as well. Oh, better make sure I click the right target. Why does it go in there? You use the locate and it switches to your Hyperion. Oh, it's goddamn annoying that. Sorry, Chris. How's that? Is that better? I could turn my microphone up a little bit, but I ought to. I actually turned down the gain a bit, which is probably not the right thing to have done. How are we doing for repair? 22. I think we can go another round at least. Which is the 110? Is that it? Yes, it is. So come on then, you pick a subject and we'll talk about it. I don't really mind. We can talk turrets, we can talk... someone was talking about Skyfires, you know, refitted Skyfires, you know, why was the TLC there and that sort of stuff, and why is it 20 days worth of tokens and why is it not 21 days of tokens? You know, it was a freebie for most people. For those that had, you know, the idea, it was supposed to be for people that had, you know, the Punisher and you know, a couple of really rubbish old sort of like, even FFs and that sort of stuff, or something similar. HHs or whatever, you know, to go and actually get themselves something half decent. So someone's level 35, 40 can actually have something, you know, they can go and get some stuff, because titanium is what we all need, and people that haven't got Skyfires or Phoenixes, you know, they just can't get it. So it wasn't really for the big players and that sort of stuff. It wasn't the big players at all. And then somebody even complained it was too easy. What? And then somebody said, "Oh, why have we got a 20-day build token?" Well, if it'd all been single tokens, it'd be up in the 60s and that sort of stuff. And a lot of people, because there's been lots of TLCs around, have stacked up a lot already. I mean, I managed to refit all my Phoenixes with Stingers. I've still got lots of Phoenix refits tokens, and I've still got a stack load of flipping Skyfire ones. So I don't really mind that it's 20 day. And with the latest tech, you know, not that everyone's got it, but if the latest tech's out there, it's going to take 15, 17, and I know there's one build out there that is 20 days anyway, so. But yeah, I was surprised to see someone complain that it was too easy, and then found out that he was using his dragons, you know, with the flagship and that sort of stuff, which, yeah, I wonder why it was easy. Hardly surprising, really. People just like to complain, I think. Right, so yeah, swings and roundabouts. I mean, I would get a Doctor because it's 5 million, you know, and if you've got enough points to get the Manticore flag, you've definitely got enough time to build it. Even if you don't fill it up full of weapons, if you just manage to, you know, chuck some stuff on it, it's going to make a huge difference to your... It is almost one of the worst flagships, I have to say, though, for a raid fleet, but it does make a difference. So even if you manage to get the darn thing built and ranked, so building it for the VXP weekend is pretty straightforward. Getting it ranked, obviously, is because it's PvE, it's quite easy. But you might not be able to put all the weapons on because they take a while. That was a bit too close. But then you don't really need all the weapons on it, you know. You can fill it up with some antis and that sort of stuff. As long as you've got a couple of scatters, it's about keeping the ship's speed the same, isn't it? So it stacks with your fleet. But if you've got Darkwind CICs on there, that's the good thing. You haven't got to worry about it because it does all that. It does all that for you. I mean, if it's clearly a lot slower, then the whole fleet's going to go slower, which you don't want. But I would build it definitely if your FM fleet's up and running already and you're good on your FM. You've got nothing to lose. You know, PvP's great and it's good fun and that sort of stuff, but it's not going to keep you going in the game. It's a sideline. Yeah, we've got one more, haven't we? We've got one more T7 hull, which will be a concussive one, and there should be another defender as well. So that will take us through to the end of the year, basically. So we get a defender, and we get a concussive attacker, and then we obviously get the bat ray, whatever it is. You know, so that's August, that's September, October, November, and then we've got the Christmas store raid and that sort of stuff. So yeah, there are tokens cut as well, mate. That's a good point. So you can definitely smash it. I would, if you could, I would go for it. Depends on the points you've got, you know. Even over building, you know, the witch doctor. I mean, the weapon is handy because of the fact that it does, you know, the protection, which maybe you needed on another hull and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think people are doing a lot better with the flagship in. You know, I mean, you can go down some tiers and that sort of stuff. But ooh, how are we doing there? 6 coin. I could probably. No, I'm not going to do another one, am I? It's not going to make it, and I'll fix that. It was a bit of a. It's going to be just refresh a second. It's always a bit of a catch-22 scenario, isn't it? What do I use my dock for, and have I got time? But 39 million. We're in a pretty good place then. That's not bad at all. The special's nice, but I would get the flag, definitely a witch doctor, and then just try and struggle a little bit more and maybe get the weapon over the special, because there is another special that's close enough, and the special might come up again, you know. But you can always get the witch doctor and then load it up with other things, you know. I've seen people put strange things on onslaughts and stuff like that, so doesn't make it horrendous. And like I said, you know, I've seen onslaughts with these cheetah scatterguns on as well to make them fast, and they are pretty interesting. I know someone that's got 4 onslaughts and just uses, because of the minimum bypass and the reload, the way they work, they absolutely knock the pants out of people's bases and their base guard as well, blitzing right through. So you just got to be a bit inventive, that's all. Thinking outside the box. There is still a bit of flex at the moment. There's more flex in this series than there was in the 7 Sins sort of setup. Not even sure it's the right level target. I haven't actually checked. What are we on? It's 108. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with cut. I would get your Manticore flag, because it's just going to help you have so much. A textile raid, which is obviously the next one, and then you got to get that. I mean, even if it's short-lived, you know, it's still worth building. As long as you can get it ranked up in time, so that it turns the sort of same speed. It'll always be the same combat speed, you know. But if you can get it turning the same sort of speed, but you can always use an evade crew that'll help you out. Carry it while I'm here. I suppose it depends where. I suppose it depends where you think you can get to at the end of the raid. You know, that's why I like the fact that you can collect as you go along, or you do get the 24 hours. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, never wait till the end" and that sort of stuff. But for certain people who are, you know, never quite sure if they're gonna get to where they think they're gonna, because you never know what's gonna happen. Somebody might turn up at your house, and you know the power might go off, and the internet might drop, and that sort of stuff. So nothing worse than picking something up early and then getting not getting the key thing that you wanted because you thought you were going to be able to have time on Sunday, Monday, whatever, and you just don't get it. So unless you're one of those people that can race through and get, you know, most of your points on a Thursday night, then definitely wait. This is what I should have been doing earlier on. So these will all stack behind this turret in a minute. It's loads more volleys doing this, but what it isn't, they all fire at once. It is actually less ice clouds in the end. If you time it right, it's not too bad. Three shots should do the lot. Yeah, it does. So I've got these other 4 boats on a macro just in case I needed it. So ship 2's by itself and put Reindeer on a macro. Righty, we're back to clean start again, aren't we? How are we doing? Half an hour. Well, no, it's 23 minutes. 23 minutes. Overshot that one. Right. Remember in the early days we used to sit here for hours and hours and hours. When I was a lobby, watching all these guys hitting all the big targets, thinking if only I could do that. There was a guy who was in the FM the other day, and he managed to get, when they put the flagship, the Dragon flagship in the FM, and he had Punishers and 2 Punishers and something else in one fleet and something else. He was autoing the babiest target possible, and he managed to get the 9 million points. Took him the whole week. I mean, that is a phenomenal effort. I mean, I'm not quite remember what the bottom target's worth now, but it basically took him the whole week. But he did it. He got it. He got the. I mean, that's going to make a. It's going to transform his game. I mean, I'm really impressed, you know, because I didn't think people sort of did that sort of level of dedication anymore in the game, but maybe they do, we just don't acknowledge it enough. But to be hitting the lowest target possible with a ship that, you know, is actually, I have to say, the Predator was the Punisher, sorry, not the Predator, was a really good hull in its day. Yeah, in fact, it was king for a long time. Really versatile as well, but you know, that's a huge step up when you think about it. You know, he's not going through icebreakers, he's not going through, you know, Zeloses and monoliths and that sort of stuff, and he's going straight in from, you know, a 2.5-year-old, 3-year-old ship straight to the latest thing. So hello Jeff, mate. So yeah, I'm basically knocking out about 2 coins at the moment with this method, approximately, randomly. Maybe a little bit more at the start, but obviously because the Grease Monkey's on, then obviously as the fleet takes damage it gets stronger. So, but yeah, I've been, you know, 57 minutes, 58 minutes, sometimes 107 minutes, you know, just depends, mate. Depends if I have a lapse in concentration and try and look at the other screen and watch what people are trying to type. That's the 108. Let's find a 110. I think I'm getting about 3 sets, 4 sets. Can't remember. Anyway. Have I seen any of the turrets firing? What, the turrets in the new ones? Yeah, texting and driving, banned in the UK. It's bad. It's bad. It should be in this as well. I quite like this target. So this is basically the supposed to be the target that's for the missile one, because I mean there's 2 targets, and there's a reason there's 2 targets, because you're supposed to, you know, ideally what they wanted you to do was build both ships, as in same hull, both types, and then, you know, switch between one and the other. Well, sorry, I ain't doing that. I'm not building 2 fleets, no way. So I'll Grizz using this for both. If you aren't careful, the missile ones do suffer in the other target, which is really sort of like designed for scatters. We can see this one here because a lot of the ships in this one separate, whereas the other ones group a lot more. I wonder how many people, let's look at the scoreboard a minute, see how many people are actually on 1 billion points. There was loads. I was laughing last night when we did the open mic. I was like, there are some crazy people out there. I mean, 1 billion points. Kickstarter might be laughing. What was it? So the community-led event is supposed to be average number of people averaging the same or if better than last month, and then everyone getting on average 100k averaged out. But obviously people can top that if they wish to for other players. Well, I think getting 1 billion points is probably definitely doing your community effort. 40, hello Ian, you're right. 40 people, is it? People are scared not to get things. They really are. I mean, 28 million for a base part target that you can go and get in 30 minutes, you know. If you've got the right fleet, obviously. But in general terms, you know, you should be able to do it. Even if you're hitting... I mean, I've done it with blooming just using my Buccaneers and hitting the 67s. They don't take long. They're not hugely valuable in points-wise, but, you know, you can still do it within the half hour, 3/4 hour timeline if you get on with it. And then you get, like, you know, your 12 to 14 days worth of base parts, depending on if you've got 3 or 4 warehouses, like, you know. I mean, all these 28-day tokens, and they're bloody turret persistent. If they were generic, I probably wouldn't mind, but they're not. I think it's just freaking nuts. I'm not getting them. He says he probably has got a couple. 110. Where's a 110? Show me a 110 target. There. It's over here somewhere. There it is there. Yeah, come on then. Where are we doing then? Let's have a look. So, yeah. Wow. And we still got, like, you know, quite a few hours to go. What? 18 hours, something like that? There we go. Yeah, you're right. Top 40. Dun 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 dun. What about in this world? I'm in Alpha World, obviously, because I did the preview stream. Not the preview stream there. The warm-up stream. So even in this world, there's 11 people with 1 billion plus points. You crazy mofos. think you must be a bit nuts. Then again, you know, if they've done it at the time, there's plenty of time to go yet, so, you know, I'll be out collecting base parts and they won't be, so. Doesn't bother me. Base parts are almost auto anyway, so. Well, if you hit the lower ones, obviously. But the Hydras are pretty good, if you've got Hydras. I like those. They can do pretty well on in the 103s and stuff. You can definitely stack up the base parts really quick. This is getting a bit mundane. Starting not to care about my driving. Which is what they want you to do. So you get more damage and you don't get as many sets and you spend more coin. However, compared to the last raid cycle, these targets are faster to do. That's one thing for sure. Because the last raid cycle they were painfully slow. As in they were big targets, they took a long time. Whereas this isn't too bad. Go on, cut. What's that basic bit of maths there then? So we're supposed to get 100k each. Okay, so there's 40 people with 1 billion points. How many players does that cover? Off the top of your head, mate. Because if I try and do maths as well as talk as well as drive, I'm definitely not going to be able to do it. Just those top 40 must cover a lot of players. You think we're fine? Yeah, I'd be surprised if we weren't. Come on, you drag carrier. I hate it, these two flipping Cody's hide behind these drag carriers. Does my head in. This is why you need splash. How are we doing for time? Ooh, look, it's 5 to 1 in the morning. That's why I'm starting to work late tomorrow. A nice late start on a Monday, we like that. That's good. Slow start to the week. All up for that. Oh, that wasn't very clever of me. Drove straight into the sky. See, there you go. Not that it does a great deal of damage, but slacking. Must have about 10 minutes left in the crew. We're at 119 on the live stream, so must be the 108. Let's look for a 108 quickly. Probably get a couple more in. That's going to be around there somewhere, isn't it? How long are we doing? We got 11 minutes. I mean, I don't really mind if it runs out because I can fix overnight. So. Fully dead. Fleet's 8 hours 30, I think it is, something like that. If it's fully dead, but we're all right. We're just over half. So. Come along, come along, come along. So yeah, raid. So new FM next week. What are we going to get in the FM? New prizes. Hopefully this special that came with the adder turret, because we've got these new corrosive turrets, but we haven't got the right turret special. Because there's one that's definitely not better than what most people have got. but it's not in this raid. So with a bit of luck it'll be in the FM. It shouldn't be in Bounty, because that's all about defenders and stuff like that. So, but then it could be because obviously it's for turrets. So yeah. Anyway, it needs to come back out again. It hasn't been out since it was a limited prize when they brought out the original added turret, which not many people built because it took friggin' forever. So. So you made a mess of that, didn't I? Talking and driving. Not a good idea. Anyway, we got there in the end. Not a lot of panache, but hey, they're dead at the end of the day. Come on then, let's coax these last ones out. Can't actually remember the name of that blooming special. I've forgotten what it's called now. What is it? So corrosive something, or a canister, or sulfide, or something. I can't remember. I'm sure you can remember what it's called. Cuttlefish, can't you, mate? Yeah, there's a turret special that came out with the original adder, but I can't remember what it's called. How are we doing? 7 minutes. Should be able to get 2 more in. How are we doing for damage? Oh, that's typical, isn't it? Eh? Well, I'm not going to fix them because I think I can get 2 more out of this slot. So, and then we'll just put them away. And we'll finish, I think. It is a 108, and I've 1 more set, I think, and we're done. Thanks, buddy. That's right. The catalyst. That's it. It's a good special, and it's going to work on all 3 types as well. Not all the aspects of it will work, but because it's meant for obviously for those with dot damage, but because it increases the multi-shot as well. But the fact that it also increases the output of the corrosive damage as well as increasing the dot multi-shot goes up by 3, doesn't it? That's why it increases the dot. It's not that it increases dot damage, but it increases multi-shot. But it also help with the scythe for long distance as well, because it increases corrosive. It'll also help with the short range turret, massively. In fact, it's a huge benefit to the short range turret. The Drex Scatter. We might finish this and have a little look at some turrets and stuff. Actually, in fact, that's not a bad idea, seeing as the upfront stuff. I've actually got a Witch Doctor building at the moment as well. Probably a little bit foolhardy because they got the refactor going on, and there's going to be a concussive turret and probably a set. In fact, we haven't had a full set, have we? So and there'll be another ship as well. So there'll be another thing to consider ourselves. So whether this defender hull is going to come out next, or because we are definitely due 1 more defender. There is 1 missing, so building ships at the moment is probably not the wisest thing, but you know, got to build something. Doc was doing nothing, so I haven't lost anything. drove into that other turret now, didn't I? Okay, 110. Shaved off 2. Hey, nice, cool. That helps then. It wasn't my decision to do this, by the way, Jeff. I saw Cuttlefish doing it, and I went, "That's quite nice. I like that idea." So yeah. It definitely works, doesn't it? 4 minutes to go. So we'll get this one, and we'll get them back into the dock. Should be able to get them back into the dock actually in the time. So. If I do manage to get up early, your fleet's a bit damaged. Yeah, I knew that. I can tell that myself. Should survive though. It's okay. Well, I've got, like I said, a macro running here as well. I'm not using it to be honest at the moment, but occasionally I do. So I can hit the end button, and that does everything bar ship 2, and then ship 2 sort of like will go and do its own thing. So I can just keep one finger on the end key and then one finger on number 2, and then I can direct all the ships in different directions, you know, as 2 groups. But obviously if I pick up ship 5 instead, as I'm about to now, then I just have to hit the key itself. So but that's quite nice like that, you know. That's actually quite a sneaky old method. We used to do that on previous targets. I can't remember which ones, but I remember we used to bleed one out, so it used to take all the pain for you and save the rest of it. Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It was when we used to do the old FM targets with, in fact it was when we had the Punisher. We used to tank it, didn't we, and then send a Punisher forward with the tank and then long range mortar the rest of it. That was when we first started doing that sort of thing. So this is not a new thing, but it is for a equally balanced fleet like this. They're fast, aren't they? Blimey. Just where's the last one? Getting a bit of laggy now. I think I might just about survive this target if I'm lucky. Yeah, we'll be okay. Looks like we'll be okay. There's only rubbish left now, isn't there? I won't get too close though. Putting smug with oneself and then dying would not be good. Few rubbishy turrets. Let's not drive into that scattergun this time. Let's give it a bit of a time to kill itself off. There we go. Ah, that's why I did it on that one. Don't care. I'm done. Oh no. Look at that sneaky ship over there. Let's go and kill him off. Should be able to get back to base in time. Oh, we got the second one building already here. Bloody hell, mate. Doing well. Come on, back to base. How long have we got? We've got 55. Oh, we've got plenty of time. 55 seconds to go. That's not bad timing. I'd say that fleet's pretty dead. We're doing for points. What do we get in the end? Ah, it's not bad, so most of that was for prepping for other people. Good. Yes, I've had a look. No one's perfect. I'll show you. Adding some specials. I'll show you mine in a minute. I'll show you mine. You show me yours. Why isn't it like that build, that fixed time every time? That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? So I mean, not for yourselves, obviously, for anybody that doesn't know, you know, even though it's about to run out, so long as I click Start Repair and don't touch anything, then obviously, yeah, that was close, isn't it? That just run out then. That's it. It'll keep at that fixed time, so don't cancel it for God's sake, 'cause it'll go back to doing the 8.5 hours thing. As long as you let the build go, the benefit of the Grease Monkey crew will continue. If you click it and stop it, then unfortunately, yeah, bad news. It's not going to keep going. But yeah, so I've got a couple of things. What am I doing here? I've got nothing going on that shipyard. I don't know why. I know, because there's no titanium left over, and it's the. Well, I thought I did have a shipbuilding actually, unless it's already finished. Oh, it did. Yes, I only did some stuff in one. So yeah, wrong thing. Yeah, so this Witch Doctor here has got in design mode. I'm going to change it around a little bit because I've already made a couple of mistakes. I shouldn't have put that on for a start, tack insulator, because I forgot. Because in the limited store there's shielded circuitry, which is a lot better. No, yes, yes, no, yes, it is shielded circuitry. So let's have a look. So it gives you attack field resistance, but you obviously get slow resistance and you get stun resistance. So you've got 40, 74, 74. 40, 74, 74, and on that, okay, you lost 10% on the attack field and a bit of evade, but yeah, whatever. Most people are using scatter type or you know, area effect weapons anyway. But the slowdown effect and that sort of stuff. I know a lot of people on impact cruisers have been using that, so you know that's fine. So that was a bit of a goof. And the other thing as well, I haven't quite got enough one of the protections. So 3.9, fine, no problem at all. 3.1, yeah, a bit too much, but that's fine as well. Explosive. There, look, so explosive really should be around about 115. That's what you should have to get obviously just minimum bypass, and I haven't got that, which is a bit silly of me, to be honest. But I can rectify it really, really easy, so which I will do. As there are plenty of options to mess around to do that. I'm not going to go too close to, you know, radioactive. I'm fine as well. Concussive, we'll have to see what comes. And I can chop out one of the cheaters and I can just chuck in another X missile, which is why I've got this Strike System 5, because the range, obviously it's got a range extender built in. You know, it's not as fast, obviously, using, you know, you can get them faster. Because the best, obviously, the engine, there we go, it's you know, Magnus Drive 3, 111.4%, which is grand, as opposed to using the SF5, which is 105.2%. But the point is, you know, you get what I like, a little bit of turn, which is good, but you also get the penetrating range of 30% and projectile speed as well. So you're gonna get a double benefit, I think, to be honest. But it's not a perfect build, you know. I just sort of like slammed it together quickly, and you know, if I've got to change a couple of things out, I don't really care. So what? But in general terms, you know, yeah, it's good. You can use the combat, you know, which is nice, you know, combat battery there. Quite like that one, because you're obviously getting more corrosive damage. I have got another build which only actually uses 4 scatters, which is more of a tank, and then this is just made up of other sort of weapons just to give it more, you know, it puts all the other things up into the 2 to 300 range, 2 to 300k range, as opposed to the 128s and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've got to be a bit cautious, but it's not a tank. It's going to be a support ship, so it'll sit around in the background and only pick off certain things that I have to worry about, like, you know, maybe it'll take all the dot damage or something like that, you know, and I'll just let all the adder 2s smash it and that sort of stuff, and hopefully it'll survive long enough that I can bring it in then and just wipe out people's OPs and stuff. I don't know. It's another tool for the toolbox anyway. We'll see how it goes. Turret wise, yeah, I haven't done too much on turrets, I must admit, but yeah, I mean, I was messing around with, you know, the fact that I've got obviously, you know, blunderbuss 2s and stuff out here. Thought I had more than that. I'll probably have somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, blunders. Oh yeah, in fact, yeah, because this is what I was using for killing off people's sloths. You know. Because that the Dav 2, which is nice with, you know, this sort of stuff on it, was good fun. But you know, people are now bot's clever, gone down on some of their mortars, and they've put obviously the MC plating on. Doesn't even need the MC plating to be honest, but MC plate 3 then null and voids that anyway. So wait time, even if it's got fire support around it, it won't make a freaking difference. So we're done on that one there now. So I mean, the thing I like about it is that look at the blooming range. You know, if you put one, we can zoom out a bit. You know, one there and one down there. This is what I was doing. You know, so that's a decent amount of, you know, sloth killing space for the uneducated driver anyway. And what is the range? Equipped turret. Let's have a quick look. Let's remind myself. What is it? So, oops. Where is it? Yeah, 287. 287. And let's look in the limited pile now. And where is that new turret? He says there it is there. So there it is. So it's the same again. So I'm not going to lose anything in range and that sort of stuff. It's just going to be a different killing type. You know, it's got damage over time. You know, a little bit down the bottom and that sort of stuff. And it's, you know, it's got raw damage of 105k. So, you know, you gotta consider just in time to consider whether to switch those out now and just literally put those death sides in. Yeah, I'm not really sure. So I grabbed a couple of those anyway for the group. You know, that's the old Adder strike, which was great, you know, at its time. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't ever great. But the new one's quite nice, just because of the range. You know, I mean, that was a short-range weapon, which is now rubbish in comparison. And obviously now this is the medium-range weapon, and that's what I like about it. You put the special on it. And you can stick it anywhere because it's got a water turret. You really don't need anything to consider yourself that you can chuck it anywhere, you know. And particularly the people have the channels where people sweep around, you know. With that 199 range, you can, you know, not be outranged, and then you can actually make them slow down and take dot damage all the way around. And you know, 4 of those is going to make a huge difference to people's ships. Unless they build a whole fleet of witch doctors, which is really not wise because there's other things in it will kill them. And Drax Scattergun too. I like that one there. You know, I can see people hiding those behind their OP. You know, catching people out. It's an awful lot of splash sort of damage that you're going to get. Splash damage is going to take out onslaughts easy because 1.35 million, something like that. So it's going to make a bit of a mess of people's stuff. It's short range, you know, and if you want the full damage, obviously it's got to go on an AT transformer, but sneak it somewhere where they're not really concentrating, and you're going to mess somebody up quite considerably. They're going to have to remind themselves that people do sneaky stuff, you know. Sneaky stuff like, you know, I mean, I've did this on purpose because you can see it here, look, so there is an epic catwalk there, you know, but had that been a short little stumpy turret, you would never see it. You wouldn't have a clue it was there. So used to do that with things like you know, the anti-rocketeer turrets. If you're putting things around the back, you can hide them out the way so people can't see them. So there are a couple of little tricks like that you can do. But yeah, anyway, so there we go, we're done. That's our dead manticores now, which will fix nicely. I think we're doing okay in the raid. How many points are we at now? So that's only the third 1.5 hour sessions I've got, so it would have been about 420, so not bad points wise. I've only really done, what, 4.5 hours, so I can't complain. Right, enjoy the rest of your raid, hope it goes well. Thanks for joining me, and yeah, work tomorrow, so won't be doing great deal, obviously. I might actually sneak on the app and probably just hit a couple of them on auto, so just to finish off, just to hopefully get past the 400 million points mark, which is nowhere near the top 40 people in the game, but it helps everybody else. Any dramas, then obviously drop us a line on the TFC page, and obviously we'll try and help out. There are plenty of admins and plenty of other players there to give people a hand, so you know, my advice is, even now in this late stage, if you need it, go and get the flagship for the Mantis and build it. There's time there, and tokens as well. And if
if you don't need it, at least get Witch Doctor and get the weapon of all things, because of the deflection that you get. Obviously, deflections make up the set and that sort of stuff. The special you can, you know, there are other specials that you can use, but it's really worth getting the weapon anyway, just to help you out on some of your other ships. So we're good. We're done. Take it easy. Enjoy yourselves, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks very much.